James Gunn has just revealed the very first look at David Cornsweet in his new Superman suit. And as a huge Superman fan, there is so much to talk about. In this video, I'm going to break down the new suit and cover everything you missed. I'm going to tell you what I like about the suit and where I think they went wrong. I also want to give you the lowdown on what's going on outside that window. Be sure to share your opinion in the comments below. What do you think about the suit? Do you love it? Do you hate it? And don't forget to like and subscribe so you can get more content like this. Okay, let's talk about the positives. What's really working here? We see Superman sitting down as he either puts on or begins to take off one of his red boots. I actually don't mind that James Gunn chose this contemplative scene instead of having David Cornsweet strike a heroic pose, like when we first saw Henry Cavill or Brandon Routh. This seems inspired by Grant Morrison's All-Star Superman cover image of Superman sitting on a cloud. Gunn is a huge fan of that comic book series, and I think he's trying to do something new here, and I can appreciate that this is a different Superman for a new age. Starting from the top, I can't help but notice David Cornsweet's hairstyle. Yes, he's rocking the classic Superman spit curl. In the original Action Comics, Superman co-creator Joe Shuster gave Superman the spit curl to help distinguish him from his alter ego Clark Kent. Next, I like how the cape is connected to and covering his shoulders. It looks regal, almost noble, and I think it's going to command attention whenever he's on screen. I prefer to the cape coming from the neckline like we've seen in Christopher Reeve and Brandon Routh's suits. The cape is long as well, and we see it draping the floor. It's a little dark red, but that could just be the lighting. Let's face it, in most scenes, the cape will be replaced or completely CG, so Gunn can make this look any way he wants, but I really like the way it looks in this photo. On his chest, I see the Kingdom Come symbol. This was first revealed at the beginning of principal photography on the film. After that reveal, I was concerned the emblem might be too big for his chest and it just wouldn't look right. But it surprisingly looks a lot better than I thought it would. It's a good size and the colors are nice and bright, though there are some visible burns and dark scorches across the symbol that make it look darker than it probably is. I'll talk a little bit more about that and what I think that means later in the video. I do want to highlight Superman's belt, which appears to be a metallic yellow. While I think it's a good change, it's worth mentioning because it deviates significantly from the attire of any previous live-action Superman. Below the belt, we see a hint of red, which indicates Cornsweet's suit is sporting Superman's classic red trunks. This is something I've wanted to see again on screen since Brandon Routh played the character. Director Zack Snyder chose not to make them part of Henry Cavill's suit, but it looks like James Gunn is finally bringing them back. I know that some people aren't fans of the trunks, but I find that they bring me back to Superman's classic comic book roots and add a bit of fun to his appearance. Moving down to his boots, I like the color Gunn chose to go with here. A nice red, not too bright, not too dark. There's not much to say about them because they won't really be on screen. Gunn said that he wanted to present a more hopeful Superman in this film, and the colors in the suit seem to embody that vision. I think the overall tone of colors that Gunn has chosen for the suit is better than what we had before, and I think it's going to mark a refreshing shift for the character on screen. But I don't like everything about this suit. There are areas that I definitely have an issue with, some head-scratching things, and some things that need improvement. First, I have to address how utilitarian the suit looks. I mean, it's very practical when it doesn't need to be. The suit doesn't need knee and shoulder pads. He's Superman. He's virtually invincible. His suit is supposed to serve as a disguise and a symbol of hope more than anything else. Now let's talk about this collar. It's quite different than any previous versions we've seen. Henry Cavill's suit, for example, had more of the traditional crew neck collar. For this film, Gunn went with a high neck design in the front and back. It's very reminiscent of Superman's New 52 look, but that wasn't a very popular suit, and DC has since changed it. So it's strange why Gunn would go back to that design. I don't particularly like the way this looks, but I remain hopeful that it might grow on me, similar to how the high collar on Robert Pattinson's Batsuit eventually won me over. The suit itself is an all-around loose-fitting design, which looks more akin to a thick jacket than a superhero costume. There's room around the neck and wrists, with noticeable bunching around the shoulders. Superman's attire has always been more form-fitting, almost like underwear, always present underneath Clark Kent's everyday clothes. We know that the movie is set in a world where superheroes already exist. We'll see characters like Green Lantern Guy Gardner, Mr. Terrific, Hawkgirl, Metamorpho, and the Engineer, and it seems like Gunn thought Superman's traditional tight-fitting suit just wouldn't fit into this world. Personally, I'm not a fan of this decision, and many people are comparing it to a CW costume or suggesting it lacks the premium look of Henry Cavill's suit. I wouldn't go that far. Once we catch a glimpse of David Cornsweet standing upright in costume, it's entirely possible the suit will appear much more tailored to his physique. Now, I've seen those photos online of David Cornsweet working out at the gym, building muscle, and getting ripped, but unfortunately, this thick material hides the work he's put into the gym. His physique looks completely undefined. I mean, Superman is supposed to look physically intimidating. I want to go back to Superman's new symbol and talk about those dark scorches and burns across his chest. This looks to me to be battle damage, as if he's just returning home from a major fight. I'm not really sure how to feel about this, because Superman's suit is traditionally made from Kryptonian materials, making it incredibly durable. It's resistant to damage from most conventional weapons. However, it's not completely invincible. In certain storylines, Superman's suit can be damaged, so whoever or whatever caused these burns is most likely using weapons specifically designed to counter his powers. A complaint that many people are voicing is the excessive use of lines on the suit, and they're attributing this to Marvel because a lot of their costumes feature lines that bother some people. Outside the deep lines around the shoulders and knees, I personally don't find this very distracting, and it actually doesn't bother me. Overall, there are aspects of the new suit that I really like and areas that could use improvement. For now, those are my nitpicks until I actually see what it looks like in action. Speaking of action, let's talk about what's going on outside that window. First, we see Metropolis and perhaps even LexCorp and the Daily Planet. We know that Nicholas Hoult has been cast in the role of Superman's arch-nemesis, Lex Luthor, the owner of LexCorp, and Rachel Brosnahan will play Lois Lane, star reporter at the Daily Planet. In the sky, we see a spear of energy shooting beams down into Metropolis. I have two theories about what's going on here. I don't think it's Brainiac, as a lot of people have speculated. It's either Solaris from All-Star Superman or Warworld, commanded by the villain Mongol. Both forces can appear as a radiant spear of energy, much like what we see in the picture. Solaris is a sentient artificial sun that can beam concentrated radiation. Warworld is an artificial planetoid that enslaves planet occupants for gladiator combat. There's been a lot of talk regarding the visual effects in this image, particularly concerning the appearance of the energy ball. It's important to remember that this is a publicity photo designed to promote the movie. I doubt it represents an actual scene from the film. However, it does hint at the challenges Superman will likely confront. At the end of the day, I'm just happy we're getting a new Superman movie. So tell me, what do you think about this first look photo and the new Superman suit? What do you like about it? What do you dislike or think needs improvement? Tell me what you think in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to the Cinema Maverick channel for more content like this. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.